Welcome to another video. I hope all of you guys are enjoying this holiday season with your friends and family, and so perfect for this season, I am making these adorable candles. I am going to be making the jars and then making these into candles. And how perfect are these for holiday gifting? So let's jump right in. Let me tell you about these molds that I'm going to be using. These are from a company called Boo and Nicole, and I have actually bought these myself. However, they have sent me molds previously, and I do have a discount link with them, so I will link that below. First off, I'm going to start with my favorite, this snowman mold, and it comes with a casing, which is handy, and these two clips to hold all of it together. So with the mold ready, we are now ready to start mixing our resin-crete. Once again, I'm going to list everything in the description along with my discount code. So I haven't used this mold before, so I'm not sure how much resin-crete I'm going to need, but I will go ahead and mix some up, and if I need some more to top up, I can always mix another batch. So resin-crete, if you're not aware, is an eco resin, and the mixing ratio is 1:3, so it's 30 grams water, 400 ml, or 100 grams of resin-crete. So for this snowman, I think I want to keep it white, just keep it the regular color. So I'm not going to add any coloring, I'm just going to mix it and pour right in. And I'm going to give it a little tap and leave it aside to cure. So I do have some resin-crete left over, and I'm going to use these snowflake tea light molds for the next bit. And how absolutely adorable are these? I've taken some silver leaf, and I'm going to brush some silver leaf on some areas of these just to add a little bit of interest. And once again, I'm just going to fill these up with my white resin-crete and leave these to cure.
A little later,
even though I have the other molds to work with, these two have now cured, and I'm too impatient like that, so I'm going to go ahead and unmold these. So I'll start with the tea light holders first, and I'm just gently pulling away from the mold, and they come out looking so beautiful. They look absolutely elegant. So I don't know if you can see on the camera because it's all white against white, but the silver leaf really shines through in the areas that we did put it in. But I will give you close-ups of all of these later. Now for the second one, once again, so happy with how these have turned out. Okay, so moving on to the snowman. Just going to take the casing away and start to pull away from the mold. And once again, I have an absolutely beautiful finish on this. Super happy with these. Moving on, we are ready for our next mold. So the next one is this jar mold. I don't know what it's called on their website, but I'll try and link everything. And this time I think I'm going to color it. So I'm going to color it red. But first I have to go ahead, mix my resin-crete, and I have added some coloring, and I'm just going to pour this right into the mold.
the next day,
And I am back, and it's time to unmold, and this is what this looks like. So as you can see, there's all of that detail of the Christmas presents and stars and all of that. Love it. Next up is this Christmas tree mold, and I'm once again mixed up my resin-crete. I have gone for a green color this time, pouring it all in. I do need to top this one up, so I'm going to mix another batch and fill these up top and leave these to cure. And this is what they look like. Now that all of my containers are ready for the candles, we are ready for the next step. So what I want to do is make some Christmassy wax shapes, and I got this mold from Amazon, and I'm just going to heat up my wax and pour some of these into these cavities. I've kept some of them the natural color of the wax, and in some of them I've added a slight green color. I'm going to leave these to set and be back. So these are now set. I'm going to start to unmold these. It is a little early and these are still soft, but once again, I'm extremely impatient. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get these out. Now, because these were quite soft still, I did end up breaking some of these. So I won't be using the broken ones, but I can still melt the wax and reuse them essentially. So I will save those. But for now, I'm going to pull aside the ones that are good to go for the next step. Okay, so I think I have enough different shapes there and we are ready to move on to the next step. So one thing I did do that I did not probably mention is that I did go ahead and seal these candle jars with, I think I used my wax sealer this time, but I will once again find it and try and link it for you guys. So these are all nice and sealed. You definitely want to make sure that you do that step when using eco resin. Okay, so we are ready to attach the bits for our candles. These wicks are from my candle making kit that I got off of Amazon, and I have to say I'm not an expert on candle making, so don't be following my channel for that. This is just something I like to do and I think it's fairly easy to do, so I do give it a go. So I'm gonna use the sticky bits and place my wicks into the jars in the center. And I did have my candle jars kept somewhere warm because you don't want to be pouring hot wax into the jars when they are cold, because you will get sort of like a lip, or basically you won't get a good finish if you do that. So I did heat these up slightly with the heat gun, and they were also stored where the sun was hitting them. So my wax is now melted. I don't believe I've colored it on this occasion. I'm keeping it the natural color, but I did add my fragrance into it and I have poured these in, and this is what they are looking like. So I tried to put my little wax shapes on the candle, but it literally just sank in, and that's the hole that you can see in the wax there from that attempt. So the best way to do this, I suppose, is to lightly heat up the wax with a heat gun or a blow dryer, and as the wax on the top layer melts, you can then go ahead and stick on these wax shapes. So that's what I'm going to do with all of these. So I've dotted a few shapes around. I'm happy with that. Moving on to the next one. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you like, comment and sub, and ring that notification bell so that you get notified every time I post another video. Okay, so these are all done, but I do want to add a tiny amount of detail to these, even though they look fabulous as is. But you know me, and I don't know when to stop. So what I want to do is just add a bit of detail on the eyes, nose and the buttons of this snowman. So I'm going to be using this liquid silver paint by Montana. Once again, I will link it down below, and I'm going to be using my Q-tip to do this. And then for the Christmas tree, I want to go ahead and do the same along the edge. And finally, for the red one, I'm going to highlight the stars. And this is what they look like. Absolutely love these. I think these would make incredible Christmas gifts. And also Sky, my supervisor, is doing his job diligently and checking my work. I think he's happy. I think he approves. Let me know what you think about these. Which one of these three is your favorite? And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.